everyone, and welcome back to my podcast. Today is December 8th. I have one new item this week, and I've already started using it. My husband actually, on Black Friday, went to Walmart, and while he was there, he grabbed me this. So, it's the Lion Brand Mandala yarn, and it is in the color Wood Nymph. So it is the one that has the variations of purple and pink. And everybody knows that I love this yarn. It's, I love the colorways that they have, and it's just really easy to work with. You can make a variety of different things because it has such a big yardage on it. It has 590 yards on it, so you can make quite a big project with this. So that is my only new item this week. So I'm going to move directly into my off the hook section, which is finished projects, and I have two finished projects this week. One is the infinity scarf that I'm wearing. It is the boxed shell infinity scarf. It is the tutorial that I did last week, and it is also made out of Lion Brand Mandala. So it has this beautiful color variation that goes throughout it. And I didn't even use the entire skein for this, and you'll see in just a little bit I have quite a bit left over. So what this stitch calls for is you have double crochet and chains on this row, and then you have your shell stitches on this row. And it's just a 2-row repeat, so it's really simple. Anyone could do it, and then I just do it in a long strip and then single crochet them together, the two ends together. So if you're interested in it, definitely check out my channel. It's the last tutorial that I did. Also, I have finished my virus shawl, and it's turned out really nice. So it's really big. I did get a steam iron for my husband's and I's 20th anniversary, and that was on November 14th. I don't think that I have mentioned that yet, but I did get that, so that is a new tool in my arsenal. And the first time I used it was to block this shawl, and I think it turned out really well. I didn't even have to pin it. I kind of just, steamed over it, and then just kind of shoved it around with my fingers to make the definition like I wanted it, and I didn't even have to pin it, so that's really, really nice. I like that about that. And what it is it's just, well, it's like this little tool, and it just shoots out steam. It's not like a iron that you iron clothes with. So it just works really well, although I did learn very quickly not to overfill it. When it says the max level, it means the max level, because it started shooting, boiling water everywhere. So I was very grateful that I didn't get burnt. But I think it turned out really well. I can't wait to start wearing it. I have not wore it yet because I've been waiting to share it with you. But I really like it. I do like the virus shawl. I do find that it's a little tedious after a while, so I don't know if I'll be making another one anytime soon, but it is beautiful. And I'm glad to finally use this brown and blue cream colored yarn that I've had for quite a while on something, and that was a good project for it, although I still have quite a big chunk of that, so I'll have to find something else to use it with. And I still have a whole nother skein of the blue, so I used probably about one skein of each to make that shawl, and it's pretty large. If I had pinned it, I probably could have got it even larger, but I didn't see any point. So those are my two finished projects for this week. I do have a couple that I've been working on, so I'm going to move on to my what am I hooked on section, which is my whips. I'm going to start with the one that I've been using the mandala for. So like I said, it's made in mandala yarn, and It's the purple one. What did I say it was? Wood Nymph. The only thing I don't like about this color range is it has this weird cream section. And it's just, this section is the only cream section in the whole skein. So I think it'll look fine. I just wish that they had added a cream towards the end of the skein too, because I always pull from the middle. But it's just one weird cream section, so I don't know whether that was part of the design or what. But I like it so far. Actually, I didn't even mention what this was. So this is going to be a back to shawl. Several years ago now, I found a knitted back to shawl that I really liked, and at that time I wasn't hand knitting, so you know, I kind of just held on to it, and I intended to make a back to shawl on my knitting machine, which I haven't done yet. I really need to try and do that, but I'll get into that in a minute. So what I did was I took that pattern and converted it to crochet. So I just took the basic instructions and everything, and yeah, and then it's really not a very difficult shawl to make. You just basically do the same thing over and over again until you get a certain length, and then you start decreasing, and you just continue to do that all the way till the end. So I made a very basic pattern off of the knitted pattern, and this is what it looks like so far. So it starts out skinny at one end, and then it's going to get wider, and then you're on the other end you're going to get skinny again. And there are a million different versions of this type of shawl, but like I said, I really liked the knitted version, so I wanted to try and convert it to crochet, and I am very pleased with it so far. It's really simple. It's kind of mindless because you're really only increasing on one side, and that's what my little stitch marker here is for. And you only do it when you're on the right side of the row. So I have a stitch marker here letting me know that that's the right side of the row, and this is where I need to increase when I am on the right side. And then the other side, you just do regular crochet all the way across. And I just pulled out one of my stitches. Shouldn't do that. But I'm liking it so far, and it is working up really well. You know, from converting it from a knitted pattern to a crochet, I think it's going to be really nice. So I have been working on that, and it works up really quickly. I think I did all of this in probably a couple hours. Probably not even that. And then I think if I just have time to sit down on it, or sit down and work on it, it will be done. So that is one thing that I've been working on. The only other thing that I have been working on is made out of the leftover mandala yarn from this scarf. So I had this much left. Ah! It's going to be one of those days, I can already see. So I had this much left, and I got probably 4 color variations here still to go through, and it's out of my stitch book. I've been pulling out all of my ideas for my tutorials out of this book. Like I think I've been saying that before, but it's 500 crochet stitches, the Ultimate Crochet Stitch Bible. My husband got this for me a couple years ago, and he paid a fortune for it, way more than I would have paid, $25. But I've been using this to make up all of my new tutorials using new stitches. So the stitch that I'm working on right now is the puff stitch plates, and this is what it looks like. So you have puff stitches and then double crochets, and the puff stitches themselves are kind of off-centered, so you have 1 here and then 2 and 1 and 2, so it kind of creates this little diamond effect as it's going up, which I really liked. If this works out okay, then it will probably be a future tutorial, so you're getting a little bit of a sneak peek. I'm hoping I have enough yarn here to do what I'm thinking I'm going to do with it, but if not, I'm really just trying the stitch out, which I really like. The only thing that I wish was a little bit better is since mandala is a number 3, my puff stitches are not as prominent as I would like them to be. I like my puff stitches to be really poofy, and they're a little bit weak, so. But I'm okay with it. I think it's going to turn out really well for what I'm thinking I might make with it. I know that's really cryptic, isn't it? But like I said, if it works out, you'll see it in a future tutorial. But I did want to share the stitch with you. I like it. It's really cute. And I really just could not bring myself to just do nothing with the left of it, what was left of this. Since I, love mandala so much. So I've been working on that. And then that is all of my current whips right now. Because, like I said, I finished this shawl, which I was so thankful to do. I had a lot more yarn. I could have made it go on forever if I wanted to. I still have a whole another, probably 2 skeins. 1 skein of the blue, and then over a skein of this brownie blue thing. But I was basically just done. So the next thing that I want to work on is I have this yarn that my brother-in-law brought back from Iceland when they went. So I have 4 skeins here. I have 2 skeins of the blue and then 2 skeins of purple, and it's 100% wool. And I really want to make something with it because they brought it all the way back for me. But I just don't know what to make with it. Since it is wool and it's not a very soft wool, I don't know about making well, not a garment, but an accessory that goes around my neck. I just don't know how well that's going to feel. But I do want to make something with it, and I'm probably going to just make a shawl with it. Maybe another back to shawl. So we'll see. If I do make the back to shawl, it'll be a color block one. So it'll have blocks of each color, and then it rotates back and forth. But that is the next thing that I want to start, is something with that yarn. I did bring in this yarn, which I showed before. It is that I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and it's in the Fan Pride, and it's just the blue and gold. But I think the yarn's really pretty, but when you crochet with it, it pulls really weird. So I wanted to try and make the back to shawl with it and see how it pulls, because I'll be able to know right away if it's going to do that weird pulling, because it has like whole sections that are one color, and then like as you get bigger you have these weird sections that are like half and half, and I don't know, I just don't like the way that it pulls when you crochet. So I'm going to give it one more try with the back to shawl. If it doesn't work out then I know I'm going to have to strictly knit this. And, that's fine. I'll just probably work on something on my knitting machine with it. Maybe the knitted version of the back to shawl. But I did want to try one last time crocheting with it. And that is pretty much all I have this week. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.